Hi friends, welcome to Easiness Where Nursing Education Made Easy. Today onwards, we are starting our live classes of Post BSc. So first subject we are going to discuss from first year Post BSc, that is Nutrition and Dietetics. So this is our first live class today. So we will discuss the first chapter, that is Introduction to Nutrition and Dietetics. So it's a first chapter from Nutrition and Dietetics from first year Post BSc. So let's discuss what are the important things coming under this chapter and what are the things we need to study through the syllabus. So we are following the syllabus and we have explained. I am going to explain about all the topics that coming in this first chapter. So first we are going to discuss about what is nutrition and dietetics. So the basic terms. So what is the definition of nutrition and dietetics? Let's discuss. So nutrition is the science of food. So what is nutrition? It is the science of food. Its relationship to health. So how the food is connected to the health. What is the relationship between food and health? So that is what nutrition. Nutrition is the science of food and its relationships to health. It involves studying the nutrients in their food, their functions, and how they contribute to body's growth, maintenance, and repair. So what all the things we are studying under nutrition? So nutrients, how the nutrients in food, in food we are having, how much the nutrients will be there, and what is their functions of nutrients and how they are contributing to the, or how they are helping our body to get the growth, maintenance, and repair. So that is what called nutrition. So coming to the term dietetics, what is dietetics? It's the field that applies the principle of nutrition to plan and manage diet for individuals or groups, ensuring that specific dietary needs are met. So in the case we are planning here with the principles of nutrition, we are planning a diet for a particular individual to meet their needs. That is what called dietetics. So it's a field that applying the principles of nutrition to plan a diet for a particular individual. So it is dietetics. Nutrition and dietetics play a critical role in preventing disease, improving the health, and also enhancing the quality of our life. So it is very necessary. Nutrition is very necessary for our daily life, for quality of our life. So this is the definitions of nutrition and dietetics. I hope everyone understood. So we are following here what is nutritionist. Who is nutritionist? So a nutritionist is a person, it's a healthcare professional who specializes in the study of food, nutrition, and how they impact health and well-being. So he or she is the person who study about the nutrients as well as how their impact on the health of an individual. So that person is known as, it's a health professional, that person is known as nutritionist. So they provide advice and guidance on healthy eating habits, dietary planning, and also nutritional interventions to promote overall health and managing the specific health conditions. So with them, what they'll use the nutrients to prepare a special diet or to plan a special diet for individuals who is suffering with the disease condition. So this is nutritionist. Next is dietitian. So who is a dietitian? It's a qualified healthcare professional who specializes in the field of dietetics, which involves the study of nutrition and its application to health. Dietitians assess, diagnose, and treat dietary and nutritional problems, creating individualized meal plans to promote health and manage diseases and addressing the specific health conditions. So here what happens, they'll address the specific health conditions of the individual. They'll use the principles of nutrition to plan a meal or plan the diet for an individual with particular needs. So they are often licensed or registered to ensure adherence to professional standards. So they are the people registered personnel. So they are dietitians. So now we will see the definition of balanced diet. So what is balanced diet? It is the diet provides all essential nutrients, carbohydrates, proteins, fat, vitamin, and minerals plus water. So in proper quantities to meet the requirement of body. So it should be balanced diet. So every nutrient should be in proper quantity that it should meet the need of that individual. So it should meet the body requirement. It promotes optimal growth, maintain health, and also provides energy. So this is balanced diet. So what is the definition of balanced diet? A balanced diet is a diet that provides the essential nutrients like carbohydrates, protein, fat, vitamins, minerals, and water, fiber in right proportions and adequate quantities to meet the body requirement for energy, growth, repair, and overall health. So how we need to take the nutrients? It should be in the right amount and right quantity we need to take. So that is what called balanced diet. So that's the definition of balanced diet. Let's move on. So we will see ideal balanced diet. So how the ideal balanced diet we can able to have it is carbohydrates 50 to 60% of total calorie intake. So role is primary source of energy. So what is the role of carbohydrate? It is the primary source of energy. Sources: whole grains, rice, bread, pasta, cereals, fruits, vegetables and legumes. So that's the carbohydrates. It's where the sources of carbohydrates. Coming to proteins, we need 10 to 15% of total calorie intake. So its role is building and repairing body tissues or also for enzymes and hormones. So why we need protein? It should be we need protein to build our or repair our body tissues and forming the enzymes and also hormones. So that's the function or role of proteins. Coming to the sources, what are the sources of proteins? Lean meat, fish, egg, dairy products, legumes, nuts and seeds. So that's the main sources for proteins. Next is fat. 20 to 30% of total calorie intake. So the role is energy source. So the fat is the energy source, supports cell function and also aids in absorption of fat soluble vitamins like A, D, E, K. So the vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E and K should be absorbed into the body with the help of what? Fat soluble vitamins. So that's our fat soluble vitamins. So fat is necessary for the absorption of fat soluble vitamins. So that's the role of fat inside our body. Coming to the sources. So what are the main sources? Healthy fats like olive oil, nuts, seeds, avocado and fatty fish and limited saturated and trans fats. So these are the main sources for fat. Next is vitamins. So what is vitamin? The role is to regulate body process and maintain health. So to regulate the body process as well as to maintain the health, we need vitamins. So what are the sources? It is divided into two categories. That is fat soluble vitamins and water soluble vitamins. So fat soluble vitamins, vitamin A we will get from carrots, sweet potato. So that's a source for vitamin A. Vitamin D is from sunlight and fortified milk. Vitamin E is from nuts and seeds. Vitamin K, leafy vegetables, leafy green vegetables. Water soluble. Now coming to water soluble vitamins. What are the water soluble vitamins? Vitamin C and B complex vitamins. So vitamin C where we will get more citrus fruits, pepper and vitamin B complex vitamins. So it will include B complex vitamins, whole grains, dairy and meat. So these are the main sources for fat soluble and water soluble vitamins. Coming to minerals. So minerals, what is the role of minerals? It is essential for bone health, nerve function, muscle contraction and overall physiological function. So it is essential for the bone health. So for our bone health, it is very essential. Nerve function, muscle contraction and overall physiological functions. So sources, macro minerals and trace minerals. So it is two types, macro minerals and trace minerals. So macro minerals like calcium. So we will get calcium through dairy and leafy green vegetables. So milk and milk products and leafy greens. Potassium. So next one is potassium. So it is bananas and potatoes. Magnesium, nuts, whole grains. And trace minerals. So coming to trace minerals, first one is iron. So red meat, spinach will get the iron. Zinc, nuts and seafood. Iodine, iodized salt. So these are the vitamins and minerals role and sources. Coming to fiber. So what is the role of fiber? Promotes healthy digestion and prevent constipation. So digestion, it aids in the process of digestion and also prevents the constipation. So fiber is necessary to prevent constipation. Sources, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds. So that are the main sources of fibers. Coming to water. What is the role of water in our body? It is hydration. Hydration, temperature regulation and also to transfer nutrients throughout the body. So that's the role of water. Hydration, temperature regulation and also nutrient transportation. So what are the sources? It is water, fruits like watermelon, oranges. So in the summer season, what we will have? Watermelons and orange, because why it is? Watermelon is consisting of full inside, it is water. So orange also carries water. And vegetables like cucumber and celery. So these are the main sources for water. Now coming to adequate calories. So what is the purpose of adequate calorie? To maintain a healthy weight by balancing energy intake and expenditure. So the energy intake and the energy expenditure should be balanced. So that is the purpose of adequate calories. consideration, adjust portions based on the age, gender, activity level and health status. So how the balanced diet should be? It should be based on the individual. Like if a 5-year-old boy is there, so his balanced diet will be very much compared to an adult of 25 years old. So that is the difference. So we need to consider the age, gender, activity level and also health status of individual while planning the balanced diet. Now we will discuss about factors in which balanced diet depends. So what are the main factors in a balanced diet depends? So first is age. So nutritional needs vary across ages like infant, children, adult and elderly. For an infant 0 to 1 year of age, what is their need is breast milk. So they'll depend on the breast milk up to 6 months. Coming to a children and comparing with an adult, the children's metabolism will be lesser than adult. So adult need more food than children. So that is we need to consider age in a factor. So age is one of the factor, that is while we are planning a balanced diet, we need to consider age of the individual. Next is gender. Males and females may have different requirement, especially during pregnancy and lactation. So what happens at the time of pregnancy and lactation, the mother needs more nutritional food. So that is what called depending on the gender. Next is activity level. So what is activity level? Sedentary individuals need fewer calories compared to those with high physical activity. So a person working in an organization or office, sitting and doing work, he or she need less calorie compared to a person working in an agriculture field, hard working they are doing. So based on the physical activity. Next is health status. So special condition like illnesses, recovery or chronic disease influence diet requirement. Example, if the patient is suffering with hypertension or diabetes, they need to have a control in their food. So some of the food they need to restrict. Next is cultural and regional preferences. Food choice often depend on tradition, culture, belief and availability. So some of the people, they are pure vegetarian, or some people, some area based food. So in what happens in India, North Indian food is different from the South Indian meals. So South Indian food. So that pattern will be changed according to the region wise, the pattern will change. Also it depends on the religion or cultural preferences also. Next is economic factors. Affordability can impact food variety and quality. So the affordability of particular food at a particular season, that also influencing the factor for a balanced diet. Along with climate, people in colder region may require more calories food, while those in hot climate may prefer light hydrating meals. So the climate also is one of the factor. So the person who are in the cold region, they need to get the more food. In the hot region, they get more hydration. So this is the factors in which balanced diet depends. Next, we will see factors to be considered in planning a diet. If you are planning a diet, what are the factors you need to consider? Nutritional adequacy. The diet should meet all nutritional requirements of that individual. So it should be meeting all the requirements of that individual. Then we need to plan for that. Next is caloric need. Tailor caloric intake based on basal metabolic rate and activity level. So how we need to calorie needs we need to identify based on the BMR, basal metabolic rate, as well as the activity level of an individual. Health conditions. Consider medical conditions like diabetes, hypertension that require dietary modification. Example, hypertension patients, they need to stop reducing the intake of sodium in their diet. Next is food preferences. Include food the individual like to ensure compliance. Allergies and intolerance. Avoid allergens and address food intolerance. Some of the people will have allergies to some kind of food, like mushroom allergy will be there, or any milk and milk products. Some of the people will be allergic. Egg, most of the people will get allergy from egg and egg products. So that all the things we need to consider. Food availability. Utilize locally available and seasonal food. So consider to use locally available food. Cultural acceptability. Respect cultural practices and also dietary restriction. Economic viability. Ensure the diet is affordable and sustainable. So these are the factors to be considered in planning a diet. Next we will discuss about guide Guides available for planning. So what are the guides we can use while planning the food for a patient or for other person or for you itself you are planning? Then what we can do? Food pyramid. Visual tools categorizing food into group and showing recommended portion of balanced diet. So they will show in the food pyramid, they will show how much you need to take as a balanced diet. Next is dietary guidelines. Recommendation provided by the health organizations like USDA dietary guidelines. My plate. It's a guide that divides plate into food groups like fruits, vegetables, grains, proteins and dairy. My plate. Nutrition labels. Information on packaged food. So the packaged food have information about the nutritional quantity to assess the calorie and nutrient content. Recommended dietary allowances RDA guidelines for daily nutrient intake to prevent deficiencies. World Health Organization recommendation. So WHO recommendation. Global guidance on nutrient requirement and healthy eating. Next, we will discuss about food hygiene. So what is food hygiene? So food hygiene refers to practices ensure the safety and cleanliness of food. So the practices that ensuring the safety and cleanliness of food and to prevent contamination and foodborne illnesses. So it will prevent. So if the food is contaminated, then what will happen? Foodborne illnesses will occur. So food hygiene is nothing but the practices ensuring the safety and cleanliness of food items. That is what called food hygiene. So what are the main hygienes we need to follow? First is personal hygiene. Wash hands, wear clean clothing and use gloves while handling food. Also, kitchen hygiene. Clean surfaces, utensils and equipment prevent cross-contamination. Storage hygiene. Maintain appropriate temperature for perishable and non-perishable items. So this is food hygiene. Coming to food preparation. So what is food preparation? It's the process of handling, combining and cooking ingredient to make food ready for consumption. So we are having the ingredients, we are cooking it to have to consumption. So we are making into raw to the consumption state. That is what called food preparation. So it's a process of handling, combining and cooking ingredients to make food ready for consumption while maintaining its safety, palatability and also nutritional value. So we need to remind there, we need to maintain the balance between the nutritional value and we are cooking it. So we are using the raw materials should be eatable. So that is what the process called food preparation. Use fresh ingredients and cook at the right temperature to retain nutrients. Avoid overcooking as it destroys vitamins like vitamin C and folic acid. Practice minimal water usage in boiling to preserve water-soluble vitamins. So these are some recommendations, some things we need to it's a key points to remember while cooking. Next, we will see what are the preparation methods, mainly boiling, like egg boiling, steaming, roasting, baking. So cake will be baking, grilled chicken will be there, roasting, frying, blanching, poaching, simmering, stewing, pressure cooking, stir frying, microwaving and also broiling. So these are the main methods of cooking nowadays. So these are the main methods or cooking or food preparation. Now let's see food preservation. How we'll do preservation? Food preservation is the process of treating and handling food to prevent spoilage. So we are preserving the food to become free from spoilage. So the food should be wasted. Sometimes what happens, the food will be wasted. So we are preventing the wastage. So that is what called food preservation. Food preservation is the process of training and handling food to prevent spoilage, extending its shelf life and maintaining its nutritional value, texture and flavor by inhibiting the growth of microorganisms, enzymatic activity and other factors that causing food deterioration. So we are preventing the food deterioration through food preservation. So use fresh ingredients and cook at the right temperature to retain nutrient. Avoid overcooking. Also practice minimal water usage. So like pickling or that is one of the type of food preservation. So you can see we are adding it in the salt and salt water. So pickle is a type of food preservation. Now we will see another important topic that is coming under this chapter, that is macro and micronutrients. So what are the macronutrients? 6 essential nutrients. Macronutrients are carbohydrate, protein, fat, and also water. Coming to micronutrients, it's vitamins and minerals. So let's discuss one by one. First, we are going to discuss about carbohydrate. So what is carbohydrate? Carbohydrates are organic compounds composed of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. So it's an organic compound consisting of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen that serve as the primary source for energy in the body. And it's classified into simple carbohydrates, sugars and complex carbohydrates, starch and fiber. So what are the sources of carbohydrates? So simple carbohydrates where we will get, it is from fruits like apples, banana, orange, honey, milk and dairy products, sugar and sugary fruits. Coming to complex carbohydrates where we will get whole grains like wheat, rice, oats, barley, vegetables like potatoes, sweet potatoes and carrot, legumes like lentils, beans, chickpeas, also nuts and seeds. So these are the main source of carbohydrates. It's an organic compound composed of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Now, what are the functions in the body? Carbohydrates functions. It includes primary energy source. It will give providing glucose which is converted to energy for cellular activity. So, for our body, we need energy. Carbohydrates will give the energy. Protein sparing. Spare proteins for being used for energy, allowing them to perform their structural and functional role. So, carbohydrate will giving the energy so that protein can function their own function. So, they are not used in the body to get further energy. And supporting brain function. So, glucose is the main energy source for brain and nervous system. Regulation of blood sugar. Fiber helps in maintaining steady blood sugar level by slowing down the glucose absorption. Digestive health. Dietary fiber promotes bowel regularity and also preventing constipation. Fat metabolism. It also helps in fat metabolism. Carbohydrates are required for complete metabolism of fat, preventing the formation of ketone bodies. So, this is the function in the body. Coming to the role in metabolism. So, carbohydrates role in metabolism, digestion and absorption. Carbohydrates are broken down into glucose during digestion and absorbed in the small intestine and transported through cell via blood. So, here it is broken down into glucose during digestion. So, in the stomach digestion time, it will be becoming glucose. So, absorbed in the small intestine. So, where it is absorbed? It is absorbed in the small intestine and is transported to cells via blood. So, this is the digestion and absorption. Glycolysis. Glucose undergoes glycolysis to produce pyruvate and generate ATP. So, to produce pyruvate and generate ATP, they will undergo the process of glycolysis. Storage. Excess glucose is stored as glycogen in the liver and muscles or converted to fat for long-term energy storage. Energy production. Oxidation of glucose via citric acid cycle produces ATP. So, Krebs cycle, it's very common. So, we will study in the biochemistry. Coming to regulation of insulin. It also helps in the regulation of insulin. Insulin facilitates uptake of glucose into the cells and regulate blood sugar level. So, this is the role in metabolism. Now, let's discuss about another macro element, that is protein. So, what is protein? It's a complex macromolecule made up of amino acids essential for various functions of the body. So, protein is mainly made up of amino acids. So, what are the sources of protein? It is animal sources like meat, poultry, fish, egg and dairy products like milk, cheese, yogurt, and plant sources like legumes, beans and lentils, nuts, seeds, whole grains, tofu, tempeh, and some vegetables like broccoli and spinach. So, these are the sources of protein. Coming to functions of protein, structural function. Protein are the key component of body structure such as muscles, skin, hair, nails. Example, collagen and keratin. So, our body have collagen and keratin. It is mainly made up of protein. Next is enzymatic action. What it is? Mainly enzymes are protein that facilitate biochemical reaction. Example, digestive enzymes. Transport. Some proteins transport molecules throughout the body. So, in our body, it should be molecules throughout the body should be transported using some kind of proteins. Example, hemoglobin transporting oxygen in the blood. Immune response. Antibodies are proteins that protect against infections and diseases. Hormonal. Some hormones like insulin and growth hormone are proteins that regulate metabolism on growth. Energy source. While not the primary function, proteins can be broken down to provide energy when needed. So, these are the functions of protein. Protein metabolism. So how the metabolism will be? Digestion. Proteins in food are digested into amino acids by enzymes in the stomach and small intestine. So like pepsin and trypsin, they will act and it is storage. It is converted into amino acids. So amino acid pool. The amino acids from digested protein enter the bloodstream and contribute to amino acid pool. So after digestion, it will enter into the bloodstream, which cells synthesizes for new proteins. Next is protein synthesis. So what is synthesis here? Cells use amino acids to build new proteins as needed for the growth, repair and also various functions. Deamination. So excess amino acids, especially while protein intake exceeds body needs, are deaminated and resulting compound are converted into glucose or fat for storage. So amino acid will be again converted into glucose or fat for storage. Nitrogen excretion. The nitrogen from deaminated acid is converted into urea and excreted through urine. So this is the elimination. So protein metabolism. Next one is fat. So what is fat? It is also a macronutrient. So it's a macronutrient that plays crucial role in energy storage, cellular function and the absorption of certain vitamins. So what are the sources of fat? First is animal source like meat, especially fatty cuts, poultry, dairy products like butter, cheese, cream and also eggs. Plant sources like nuts, seeds, avocados and oils such as olive oil, coconut oil, canola oil and as well as plant-based fats like those in olives and some vegetables. So these are the sources of fat. Fats are classified into different types based on their chemical structure. So what is the classification of fat? Let's see. So saturated fat. Found in animal products and some plants like coconut and palm oil, they tend to solid at the room temperature. So they tend to become solid at room temperature. That is saturated fats, mainly from some animal products and some plant oils. Unsaturated fat. Found in plant oils, nuts, seeds and fatty fish, they are typically liquid at the room temperature. So unsaturated fat will be solid and here what it is? Liquid at the room temperature. Are considered healthier than a saturated fat. Unsaturated fat can be again classified into monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fat. So what is monounsaturated fat? Found in olive oil, avocado and some nuts. Polyunsaturated fat found in fatty fish, flaxseed, walnuts and certain vegetable oils. Next category is trans fat. So what is trans fat? Found in partially hydrogenated oils and some processed food. These fats are artificially created and are considered harmful to health. Trans fat is very harmful to health. Omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acid. These are essential polyunsaturated fatties that must obtain through diet. It should be in our diet. It's very essential. The body cannot produce them. Omega-3 are found in fatty fish, flax seeds, walnuts, whole grains and omega-6 are abundant in vegetable oils. So that is the classification: saturated, unsaturated. Unsaturated is further divided into monounsaturated and polyunsaturated. Trans fat, also omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acid. Next is functions of fat. So what are the main functions of fat? Energy storage. Fat are the body's most concentrated energy source, providing twice the energy per gram compared to carbohydrate and protein. So compared to carbohydrate and protein, fat is giving more energy. Next, insulation and protection. Fat acts as an insulation to help regulate body temperature and as a cushion to protect vital organs. Cellular function. Fats are essential component of cell membranes and play a role in cell structure and function. Absorption of nutrients. Fat is necessary for the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E and vitamin K. Hormonal regulation. Fats are involved in the production of hormones including sex hormones like estrogen and testosterone, adrenal hormones like cortisol. Brain function. The brain is composed largely of fat and essential fatty acids such as omega-3 are crucial for brain health and cognitive function. So omega-3 is very crucial for the brain health and also the brain functions. Next is vitamins and minerals. It's a micronutrient. So till now we had discussed about macronutrients that are carbohydrate, fat and protein. This is vitamins and minerals is a micronutrient. So organic compound occurring in small amount of various physical functions. So it is we need it, but we need for our body's physiological function in small amounts. So fat soluble vitamins. So these vitamins are stored in the body's fat tissue and as well as liver. They include vitamin A, retinol, vitamin T, vitamin K and also vitamin E and also vitamin K. Water soluble vitamins. So these vitamins are not stored in body and need to be replenished regularly. So it is not storing in our body. We need to get through our diet. Vitamin C, ascorbic acid, B1, vitamin B1, thiamine, B2, riboflavin, B3, niacin, B5, pantothenic acid, B6, pyridoxine, B7, bitotin, B9, folic acid and B12, cobalamin. So these are the main water soluble vitamins. Sources of vitamins. So we'll see vitamin A we will get from liver, fish oils, carrots, sweet potatoes, spinach and kale. Vitamin D, sunlight. So main source of vitamin D is sunlight, fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, fortified dairy products, egg yolks. Vitamin E, nuts, seeds, vegetable oil, spinach and broccoli. Vitamin K, leafy green vegetables like kale and spinach, broccoli, Brussels sprout, fish, meat, egg. C from citrus fruits like orange and lemon, strawberry, bell peppers, tomato and broccoli. B vitamin. So the vitamin B complex, whole grains, meat, poultry, fish, egg, dairy, legumes, lean leafy vegetables, nuts and seeds. So these are the main 5 sources of vitamins. So next we will see functions of vitamins. Vitamin is essential. A is essential for. So A is essential for vision, immune function, skin health and cellular growth. So A is necessary for our vision. D, it's important for calcium absorption, bone health, immune function and also muscle strength. E, act as a antioxidant, protecting cells from oxidative damage and supporting immune function. Vitamin K, it's crucial for blood coating and also bone health. Vitamin C, support the immune system, act as an antioxidant and aids in collagen formation, enhances iron absorption. So, vitamin C is necessary for iron absorption. Vitamin B vitamins include energy production, red blood cells formation, nerve cell function and also DNA synthesis. So, these are the main functions of vitamins. Now minerals. Let's discuss about minerals. It's an inorganic element that are essential for various body function and they are classified into 2 categories. So what are the category? Macro minerals and trace minerals. So what is first one is macro minerals. These are required in larger amounts. They include calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, sodium, potassium, chloride and sulfur. So what are the macro minerals? It is calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, sodium, potassium, chloride and sulfur. Coming to trace minerals, so they are needed in smaller amount. It include iron, zinc, copper, manganese, iodine, selenium, chromium, molybdenum. So these are the trace minerals. Now let's see sources of minerals. So first is calcium from dairy products like milk, cheese, yogurt, leafy greens, fortified plant milks, fish with bones, sardines and salmon. Phosphorus, where we are getting the phosphorus mainly? Meat, poultry, fish, dairy, eggs, nuts and beans. Magnesium, leafy green vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes and banana. So from banana and all we will get the magnesium. Sodium where we will get salt, the table salt, processed food, canned soups, snack food and salty condiments. Potassium, banana, oranges, potato, spinach, tomato, beans and lentils. Chloride, table salt, sea salt, tomato, lettuce and celery. Iron, red meat, poultry, seafood, beans, lentils, tofu, fortified spinach, cereals and spinach. Zinc, where we will get the zinc, meat, shellfish, dairy, whole grains, legumes and seeds. Copper from shellfish, liver, whole grains, beans, nuts, seeds and potato. Iodine from iodized salt, seafood and dairy, also eggs. Selenium, Brazil nut, Brazil nuts, seafood, meat, egg and grains. Chromium, whole grains, broccoli, meat and nuts. Manganese, it's from whole grains, nuts, leafy vegetables, tea and legumes. So these are the sources of minerals. Yeah. Yes. So till now in the section we had discussed unit number 1, that is introduction to nutrition and dietetics. So mainly here what all the things you need to study, the definitions of nutrition and also dietetics along with macro and micronutrients, its role in metabolism as well as function and sources. Carbohydrates, what are the macronutrients? Carbohydrates, protein, fat, and also micronutrients, minerals and vitamins. I hope everyone understood. So next live class we'll discuss about the second chapter from nutrition and dietetics. So we'll meet in the next section. Till that, thank you.